13, 14 E in B slot, last one of the B slots. This entrance. Four. Okay, let's just talk about that 4 move, Otto. Now, if you would have crept this, maybe you guys did, but you probably wouldn't have had this shape at the end of it. So at the end of the block, we want to keep it moving. We want to keep Matthew moving around. I remember we've seen this before, I think, on a B slot 4. I think so. But this is more like a short 4 finish. And what we need is we need to have Matthew creeping through to here, and Otto would then be on this side. But the point here to make is that could happen at the end of a 4 anyway. And then Otto, you would need to be aware of the center point. Because right now, this is the center point of the formation. It's a little bit to your left. So if we're going to build an E now, if that's the center point, that means you would have to go straight back out to here and line yourself up in this direction. But because you do the move as if it was a regular finish shape, which would be like a straight line with Matthew, Otto, and Nadia, then you do that move. You know, it almost feels like just a rotation around your head. But that forces Nadia to step back, and you'll see more of that through the jump. Okay. So we need to keep, again, Matthew, I see you hit the glass here, but we need to keep things moving. And again, it's not just an in-place rotation if that's the case. Now, it really depends on the shape of the end of the 4. And I always feel like at this point, Otto, I can pretty much see and feel where Matthew is. Definitely know where Nadia is. Like if Nadia finishes on this side of me, so if there's your center line, if Nadia finishes on that side, she's going to have a much easier time getting into the next point, the E. But if I've got Matthew directly behind me here, as opposed to here, which is where he should be, I need to spit out. I need to move to here, so these guys have an in-place move into the E. Otherwise, look at Nadia's move there, and we end up busting the E. So that little thing there, which comes from the 4 not rotating enough, Yora, you can be coming around a little bit more, Matthew around a little bit more. That's the first mistake. Second mistake is not reading that play, Otto, just doing the move that you did on the creepers maybe with a standard move. And then, because Nadia is now compromised, she's got a much longer move into the E. We bust it because Matthew's ready. In his mind, it's all done. He doesn't see this, doesn't realize what's going on up front. I'll talk about 13s, don't worry, it's coming. Okay, Nadia, so you should be finishing here, right? Let's just double check. That's where your center point should finish. Yeah, too much. So your center point should be here. If we look at the start of block 4, Nadia, you would be looking at Yora, and you'd be thinking, my legs are going to end up here, my body here, and my head here. That's all the move you need to do. And so the piece is spinning as if you're going to do that, but you're overdoing the move. Okay. All right, now let's start talking about 13. Well, because we've got that kind of funkiness happening into the E, looks like it's not quite an even move. There's the center point. No, this one's good. This one's good. On a couple of the earlier 13 builds, it looked to me like Otto was doing more of the distance into the 13, but this is a pretty even move. I like that little forward step. That's good for everyone. So that's good. Now, Matthew, be a little more patient. Because of the shape here, 45 degrees, 45 should be 45 for you as well, but there's a little bit of play there. We want to get some synchronicity on the piece. Now, you know, Matthew, how hard it is for Yora to make his move. It's just the nature of the beast on the 13. You don't even need me to explain that. I know you know it. And Yora, this is, I think, one of your better 13s because it looks to me like you really focus on the rotation. On some of the other ones, it looks like you're going down and sideways, like moving into this direction. But on this one, it really looks like you're trying to rotate around your head, around your chest more. Because Matthew is ready sooner, he comes through sooner, and so we miss the timing. Try and get that B target. I'll stop it again on the next 13, don't worry. Nice. So Nadia, there we go. You can see here, that's where we want your legs to finish up. That's where we want your body to finish. Let me leave the cursor there. Halfway, and then finish. Pretty good. And now the piece meets you. They're expecting to meet you there. Same thing on the E-Build Otto and Matthew, we talked about before. You guys should be aware of that. Stepping out. Another bust. See what I mean here? The goal here is to rotate around that grip, to rotate around that grip. Whereas to me, it looks, Yora, like to you, you're trying to go down and this way. Look at your body language. Maybe there's something else happening in your head, but it looks like your body language is taking you this way. And that then puts you behind the power curve to the B picture. See that? If you were to have rotated now, you would be here and be looking at Otto in a B. Having said that, 13s are actually working all right. They will go better though. They'll be a lot better. Again there, Nadia, just shorter move, please. All right, that's it for the B stop.